In the Sales Insights module, we are taking a granular look at your sales data in a particular period of time and in a particular area of your organization, of your restaurant and bar. It is our aim with these reports to shed light on time periods that are particularly maybe overwhelmed or understaffed, and also where there may be an opportunity to collect additional revenue to upsell a customer and bring in more money. Here at the left, you can access this sales analytics module or reporting to the left, and there are several charts that will help you get that very detailed look. In the first chart, we are looking at items sold by the hour. This will really just give you an idea of potentially time slots throughout the day that are underutilized or overloaded, where you may be identifying an opportunity to shift resources to, perhaps to increase the staffing level. But equally, you may be looking at this chart and understand that between 7 and 8 p.m., although you have performed the most sales in average, you may have actually brought in the lowest amount of, or not the lowest, but a lower amount of revenue than comparably between 6 and 7 p.m. Certainly, higher amount of sales that are being performed also indicate that a higher amount of work has been performed, and that may represent an area of inefficiency if the wrong products, the less profitable items, were actually served in these time slots. Moving on to the next chart, we are analyzing the average dollars spent per person or per guest. In this chart, you can identify product categories that predict high or low total consumption. For instance, customers that have spent between $3 and $8, they primarily purchased beer in this case. This is, of course, expected in this particular case given the average dollar spent. However, if this was an opportunity where the non-alcoholic drinks were sold more or comparably about the same as beers, you may want to actually shift focus to how you can increase the beer sales. And equally, you may be able to tell that in a very high spent bracket, you have customers that spend in on liquor, which is a very profitable category of drinks. And second next is beer, and really just kind of highlighting the aspect of where you would want to potentially also make changes on your menu mix in order to drive higher revenues. In our next chart, the rate of further order. This is really designed to understand the behavior, the order behavior of your customer, and how your employees actually driving that order experience of the customer, navigating different menu items, different products on your menus. For example, if we look at the category of liquor glasses, we can see that typically customers that have ordered as their first drink a mixed drink, alcoholic drink, most of the time they actually went for a second liquor glass, and second next, in order would have been the beer category. So they ordered a liquor glass first, and then in 17.7% of the time they ordered beer. An area of opportunity here with this particular report is in the area of the wine glasses. So customers that have ordered a wine glass first, they most of the time had ordered another wine glass. The opportunity here would be, given the second order of a wine glass, to potentially train the staff to sell a wine bottle, or potentially to design your menu to feature wine bottles within that dollar amount that actually would make it more appealing for the customer to order a bottle instead of individual glasses. And in our last diagram, we can actually identify the times of the day where certain categories of drinks were selling easier than usual. So in this case, we can see that liquor glasses are progressively selling throughout the day. And looking at eventually somewhere between 7 and 9 it seems to be, or 7 and 10 seems to be the busiest time for liquor glasses. And equally, what we can actually tell from this diagram is that certain certain categories are selling only during specific time frames throughout the day. Equally, we can analyze during peak hours and also more so during hours where the establishment was not as busy, how actually that category of drinks was performing. So if we set this diagram to the relative view, we can identify which categories of drinks were actually still performing well, although the business volume was actually declining, so business was getting slower. We can see here that in the 1 to 2 a.m. time frame, customers were still mostly actually ordering liquor glasses, right? So we can see here that eventually beers also were sold in that time of the day along with liquor glasses. However, liquor glasses were still the highest in demand compared to any other drink categories.